Hello, Sebastian here. A lot of people have been requesting a tutorial for the growing plant animation I made, but due to a lack of time, I won't be able to make a whole tutorial about it. So I will basically explain how the animation I made works. Um, Let me show you only the plant. Okay, this is basically the environment I made. For your information, it's a work in progress, so the whole environment is still very basic. Let me show you the plant. So this is the rigging I made. I didn't use any plugins or anything. I made everything manually in Blender. So this is the plant. The leaves are made of 2D planes shaped with alpha plane. With alpha masks. I control each leaf with inverse kinematic bone at their own tip. I can show you how the inverse kinematic works, and it is a bone constraint on the last bone of each leaf, and I control it with the same armature and with a bone. For example, this one is called bone.102, which is this one. You can see the name here. So I basically control that bone with this shape, with this bone. And in the chain length, you select how many bones you want it to control. For example, if for default you set it to 0, it will control the whole leaf, the whole plant. But since they are also controlled by other inverse kinematic bonds, you can control it. You can control the whole plant right now. So each leaf has the same functionality. But when it comes to animation, I don't animate each tip individually. So for that, I created another bond which control groups of inverse kinematic bonds, so I can control several leaves at a time. So I made different levels. For example, this one, which is the first one, controls the first 2 leaves, which are at the root of the plant. This is the second one, which controls the second group of leaves, the third one, and so on. So you can scale it, move it, and see how it controls the whole group of tips. And then there are these bonds, which control only the scale of the stem, like this, and of course the scale of the leaves. So this is how I make them grow. I scale it down, or scale it up, and so because they are stretched when I do that, I use also this one, which controls the tips. So this is how I make them grow. Then there is the root, which I control the height of the plant. What else? For some leaves I use shape keys. Actually only for these 2 leaves. And I control when they are um grow at the end, at sorry, at the beginning of the animation. This is not shown. They are shown only until here. See how the circles are scaled up. Yeah, and that's basically it. There is also, let me show you. It's on my other screen. There is also some noise on each IK handle, which is the circle, each circle. And in the locations channels, I used a noise modifier in the curve on each one. So what this noise does is it makes them look more natural after they are grown. There is a bit of bouncing, like there was some I forgot the word. Wind, like there was wind on the environment, so they look more natural. And yeah, that's it, I think, for the plant. And for the ground, for the soil, let me show you. I have basically the main mesh for the whole ground, and there is another mesh which controls the, I'm not sure about that word, but I call it soil hump, which is the piece of soil where the plant comes from. And this is the one that is animated, and for that one I use sphere underneath it, which controls the shape of it. And on that mesh I added two modifiers, a shrink wrap modifier and subsurf modifier, which controls the micro displacement, which are displacement texture. So as I said, I use as a target the sphere, which is this one. And so I set the mode to project instead of nearest surface or vertex, just project. So I make sure to, with that I make sure to leave the rest of the remaining soil on straight. So when you move the sphere, you'll see how it makes it. The reason I didn't made a shape key or anything else is because when I use the shrink modifier, the soil looks like it is how it's called, slide. So each pixel on the texture remains in the same place when I scale it, and it just slides. So that way it looks more realistic. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, that's how they both look. It is still in progress, so I have a lot of details to add yet. But that's basically how it works. Hope that can help and you can understand. Hope that makes sense. Okay, enjoy. Bye.